Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I'm reviewing a 2022 Chevy Camaro LT1 that is in a pretty interesting specification to say the least. Before we get in the video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Murray for giving me some time with the car. And this one is available for sale still if you are interested. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below as well, so reach out to them. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into the video. So starting under the hood of the LT1, we have a naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 that goes through a 6-speed manual transmission with this particular car. It's good for 455 horsepower and then 455 pound-feet of torque. You guys can see the bracing there. And this is the cool thing about the LT1 is you get all of that power and performance at a starting MSRP of $34,000 before options. Now this LT1 is pretty decked out. That's why I did a video on it. It has like every possible option, and so it's well over $40,000 for the sticker price on this one. Notice the venting there in the center, and you got like the decals there on the hood. You can see you have an RS logo actually, which is funny with the LT1 is that they put that RS logo there on the front end. If it has the RS package, which kind of blacks everything, well, it doesn't necessarily black it out, but makes everything look sportier. And then notice here with the front grille, kind of like the axe hang on there, and look at the front splitter on this thing. It's so aggressive. This car is like such an interesting build to me, but I love it. I think it looks fantastic, especially with the blue. It is just bright. It's out there, and it is cool. We have these chrome wheels, as you can see, pretty large from a size perspective. But yeah, definitely interesting. Got your LT1 badge there, and then you can see with the side skirts, those are pretty aggressive as well. And then notice there with the satin finish on the mirror cap, and then you've got that for the door handle to lock it, and then you can see there with the gas cap, again, the finish on it actually has some carbon fiber. And then the wheel there in the rear. Now it does have a staggered setup, so the tires in the rear are a little bit wider than what you have in the front. Pretty standard for a muscle car. It seems like the Challenger is the only one that doesn't do that. And then notice there's a little shark fin on the back. And then I love the taillights with the new Camaro. Initially I wasn't so sure about them, but now I like them. And then notice here with the trim at the bottom, kind of how that is all blacked out. And then you can see the covering for the exhaust tip. They can have the exhaust tip like hidden inside of that, which is interesting. Again, this car is just so unique from a build perspective. Got another RS badge. So I bet that confuses people because they're like, is it an RS or is it an LT1? Well, it's both. It's kind of interesting. And you can see that for the convertible top. But notice here with the door panel, pretty simplistic from a material standpoint. Again, the LT1 is supposed to be like a base model interior package with all of the performance. And then you can see there with the window controls. They're actually automatic for the front, which is pretty cool. And then stuff for the mirrors as well, and then the windows for the rear, which is also cool, so you can like either roll down the front windows or the rear windows automatically, which is pretty awesome. And then notice there you got your Camaro logo, and you can see the back seats now. Great for storage space, not necessarily great to fit people, just like the Ford Mustang. Yeah, you can see there's not a lot of space back there, but since it's a convertible, if you have the top down, then people can fit from a headroom perspective because their headroom is infinite. And then notice with the power adjustments there on the side, and then you can see the pedal layout down below. Again, you got that 3-pedal layout because this one is a manual transmission. And you got the cool circular vents, which I'm a huge fan of. And then notice here from a steering wheel perspective, again, normal Camaro steering wheel, it's not, too basic, but again, they don't really have like the highest end materials on them. Got your rev match function with the manual. That's another cool thing about the Camaro manual is you can turn it off if you want, but you can also have that so that it kind of makes the driving experience a little bit different, especially from a daily driver perspective. It helps out a lot though. And going from that, the infotainment system, you guys know I'm a fan of it. Response time with that's great. And then notice here down below with the climate controls, it has the cool circular vents, which I'm a huge fan of. And then you got the shifter for the 6-speed manual. And this shifter feels great. So it's not technically a short throw shifter, but the throws are relatively short. It's really notchy. And it's just a solid transmission overall. And if you don't like that head, you can obviously, take it off and switch it to something else. Got your stability control there with the drive mode select down below, and then your parking brake. And look at that, got the key. for it. So you can see that you can actually open up the top with the key, which is pretty cool that they have that on the key fob as a feature. And then notice with the glove box, pretty normal setup there. And again with the material use on the dash. And starting it up here, what you'll know, well, not fully starting it up, but just showing you guys the gauge cluster. You guys can see that whole setup right there. This was in the showroom, so I didn't want to like just crank it all the way over because I figured that'd be kind of obnoxious to everyone. But here's a quick look at the screen, so you can see. Again, it's not Chevy's biggest unit, but it's easy to use, and I think it's a solid system overall from screen perspective. Comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which I think is pretty cool that they have that as like standard across the line, and even in the base model. I think that's pretty big from a feature perspective, if you ask me. And yeah, that's just a quick little walk around on this interesting LT1. Let me know what you guys think about this spec. I think super unique. Never seen anything like this before. So yeah, that's all, and I'll see you guys in that next video.